Welcome to the Property Mindset Podcast. Join us as we dive into the journeys of successful real estate entrepreneurs, gaining personal insights, practical tips, and valuable tools for your own real estate adventure. Whether you're new, experienced, or just love real estate, this podcast is for you. Tune in for engaging and informative conversations with the brightest minds in the industry. So welcome back to the Property Mindset Podcast, a podcast where we dive into everything real estate, from market trends to mindset strategies for success. I'm your host, Phil Gadd, and today we're focusing on Fernie, my home turf, and how mortgage rate cuts could shake things up for everyone, buyers, sellers, and investors. As many of you know, Fernie is no ordinary real estate market with its appeal to tourists, investors, and locals alike. It's a dynamic place to buy property, and with mortgage rates poised to drop even further, this could be a game changer for anyone thinking of buying a home or investing in a rental property. So stick around as we break down what the rate cuts mean, how they could influence Fernie's market, and whether it makes sense to buy now or hold off for a better deal.
So a short break from our show sponsor, eXp Luxury at First Tracks Real Estate Group. Imagine a real estate experience where your luxury property isn't just seen, but showcased, both locally and globally. eXp Luxury is about more than transactions. It's about transforming how high-end properties reach the market. With a blend of unparalleled global exposure, cutting-edge marketing strategies, and an elite network of professionals, eXp Luxury ensures your property stands out in the luxury market. Phil Gadd and the First Tracks Real Estate Group leverage his platform to elevate your listings, ensuring it reaches its full potential. Welcome to the new standard in luxury real estate.
Let's start with the big question on everyone's mind. What's happening with the mortgage rates and how might that impact the real estate market here in Fernie? Well, the Bank of Canada has already made some significant moves. So back in June 2023, their policy rate was sitting at 5%. Fast forward to September 2024, we are now at 4.25. Economists are predicting we'll see even more cuts before the year is out, possibly another 25 to 50 basis points, which could bring the rate down even lower. But here's the catch. Changes in the policy rate don't always translate immediately to lower mortgage rates. It can take months for these reductions to fully trickle down to the fixed rate mortgage market. So if you're waiting for those 5-year fixed rate to drop, you might need a little patience. We're looking at a potential drop of 50 to 70 basis points by the time the dust settles. But saying that, I have seen a 5-year fixed advertised just the other day at 3.99%. So what does this mean for you? If you're looking to get into the Fernie market, if you're looking to buy or sell property here in Fernie, lower mortgage rates tend to stir up a lot of buyer activity. It makes borrowing more affordable, which means more people can enter the market. If rates continue to fall, we could see an uptick in first-time buyers, more competition for limited properties available, and even shorter days on market. Just to give you an idea, properties in Fernie were sitting on the market of an average of 71 days in June 2024. Lower rates could push down that further as demand ramps up. But here's the flip side. More buyers mean more competition, and that usually drives prices up. The average sale price in Fernie was already $820,000 in June 2024. That's a whopping 15% increase on the same time last year. If rates drop significantly, don't be surprised if prices climb even higher. Now, let's talk about Fernie's market conditions because it's a bit of a mixed bag right now. As of June 2024, we saw an interesting dynamic. New listings were up about 6%, but the number of actual sales was down 13%. And at that time, we had about 8.7 months of inventory on the market, which generally indicates a buyer's market. But with lower mortgage rates on the horizon, this balance could shift. If we see more demand flooding the market, that surplus of inventory could get snapped up really quickly, pushing Fernie back into a balanced market or even a seller's market. So if you're thinking of selling your home, now might be the time to get ahead of that shift. Now, let's talk about some major news that's been shaking up the mortgage and real estate industry just lately. Last week, we saw a trifecta of announcements that could have a huge impact, not just nationwide, but right down to locality of our real estate market here in Fernie. So let me break this down for you. First, the Canadian government made a surprise move by loosening mortgage insurance rules. As of December 15th, the maximum home value eligible for insured mortgages will increase by 50%, up to 1.5 million. Plus, they're extending 30-year amortizations for both new builds and first-time buyers. What does this mean for Fernie? Well, this could create a bigger pool of buyers, especially for properties that fall just outside the current 1 million limit. More competition could push prices up even further. Second, inflation in Canada has undershot expectations, coming in at just 1.95%, well below the Bank of Canada's 2% target. This is great news for rate watchers. With inflation slowing fast than predicted, the Bank of Canada has a lot more room to cut interest rates without worrying about inflation heating up. This means those mortgage rates cuts we've been talking about could happen even sooner. And third, the US Federal Reserve surprised everyone with a jumbo 50 basis points rate cut. Now, this might seem like US news, but it actually has a big influence on Canada. When the Fed cuts its rates aggressively, it gives the Bank of Canada more leeway to do the same without worrying about the Canadian dollar tanking. This move could help accelerate rate cuts here in Canada, making it cheaper for buyers to borrow and putting more pressure on Fernie's market. Together, these three announcements, the trifecta effect, looser mortgage insurance rules, lower than expected inflation, and big US rate cuts are like rocket fuel for the real estate market. They could drive up demand across the board from first-time buyers to investors. And for a market like Fernie, where we already have limited inventory and rising prices, this could mean even more competition for homes in the coming months. So what do you think? Are these changes making you more eager to buy, or are you still waiting for the right moment? Leave a comment below or comment on our social media channels and let us know what you think. So here's the big question. Should you buy now or wait for rates to drop further? My take. It depends on your goals and your situation. If you're looking to invest, locking in a mortgage at a slightly higher rate might make more sense if you're targeting properties that are currently undervalued, because as rates drop, prices are likely to go up. You could always refinance later, but you might not get the same price deal on the property itself. If you're a first-time buyer or someone who's eyeing a home for your family, waiting might seem appealing, but be aware of the risks. If rates drop and the market heats up, you could end up paying more for the home than you would right now. Remember, buying property is about long-term investment, and Fernie's market, with its steady growth, is a good place to plant your roots. I'd recommend working with a local mortgage advisor who understands the Fernie market. They can help you assess whether it makes sense to lock in a rate now or hold out for more favourable terms. To wrap things up, here are the key takeaways from today's episode. Mortgage rates are expected to drop further, but it may take time for that to reflect in the fixed rate mortgage markets. In Fernie, lower rates could bring more buyers into the market, which means more competition and likely higher home prices. If you're looking to buy or invest, don't wait too long. Locking in a deal now could save you from higher property prices down the road. Sellers, this could be your moment. If buyer activity picks up, it may be an amazing time for you to list your home. Every situation is unique, so it's important to get personalized, professional advice tailored to your financial goals. Thanks for listening to the Property Mindset Podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who's looking to make a move in this Fernie real estate market. Until next time, I'm Phil Gadd, reminding you to stay informed, stay prepared, and keep building that property mindset.